Five Nights at Freddy's, Part 2. The first one was, it was a horror movie, but it was a kid's horror movie. The scares weren't that big, and they were predictable. You looked at it and you said, oh, I bet there's somebody hiding behind that door. You knew what was going to happen. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a little bit more mature. It's a horror movie for kids, but it is a horror movie also for adults. It's definitely an adult's movie. I went tonight. I saw it, and when I got to the theater, there were, I don't know, 70 or 80 kids there, young folk. And a lot of them had like the gothic wear and stuff like that. And I was saying to myself, man, there must be some type of convention going on or something. And then I saw one of the characters, the yellow rabbit, came in, and I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know if he worked for the place or if it was just some random person, but they had a spot-on, perfect cosplay outfit. So I'm assuming it had to have been the theater that ponied up the money for such a cool-looking outfit. A person took pictures and everything, and I was like, man, that's kind of cool. So we did that, went inside, sat down, the movie came on, and it pretty much picks up where the last one left off. The young girl, Abby, who just blew my mind how ridiculous she was being. She was previously in a situation where the spirits of unalive children who got the finger across the throat had inhabited these animatronics, right? So these great big robots were, roboting their way through things, being motivated by children who had passed, the ghosts of children. And I thought, you're not supposed to touch that. What are you playing with? And these became her friends. She said they were her friends. And everything happened in the first movie. So in the second movie, she decides they're her friends and she misses them. She can't really get along with the kids in school. They don't get her. But she wants to hang out with the unalive children. So her brother, Mike, who should be her protector, is not really trying to protect her. She's like, I want to go back and see Freddy and Chica. And he's like, robots aren't fixed. Give me some time and you can go back. What? That blew my mind. You can never go back, man. Those things were animated by the souls of unalive children. You want to go back and play with those things in the dark? You better sit your butt down. And he didn't do that. He was just like, we'll go back later. And I'm like, that wouldn't happen in my neighborhood. And there's a point in the movie where she decides, I'm just going to get up, get on my bike in the middle of the night, and I'm gonna go there to this haunted house, which I know for a fact is haunted and evil is in the house. But I miss my friends, so I'm going to just go over there and hang out with my friends. You have got to be kidding me, man. And of course, doing that kind of stuff invites that kind of stuff. So there's a new character that's introduced, and the new character can puppet the other animatronics. And the new character was spooky. That was the first flash of like adult horror when that new character came out. And they did jump scares, man. They did jump scares like it's almost a 2-hour movie. Every like 12 or 13 minutes, something was jumping out from behind, crawling across the ceiling or coming out of a box or, just jumping in your face, man. I've never played the game, to be completely honest. I've never played the game. I know young folks who have, and they dig the game. I've never played it. But apparently, there are parts of the game that are memorable. I try to explain it to someone because of the crowd reaction. I try to explain it to someone as if someone my age or, roughly my age was watching Die Hard and Bruce Willis was on the mic and he's like, yippee-ki-yay, mother. You would know the line. You would know it, and you might even say it, at least in your head. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. You would know the line. And here, every so often, the crowd would react to things that were happening in the movie. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They would say names, people's names would be said, and the crowd would react. Whoa! And they were applauding. This was the hyped up, most jacked up audience I've been in a long time. And if you watch the channel, you know I go to movies all the time. This is the most jacked up audience I've seen in a very long time. And they were actually applauding certain parts because I'm watching it and things are jumping out and I'm like, oh. And, different animatronics were presented from the previous one. There were different ones in this one. The original ones were back, but there were additional ones. And people were like, oh, no, it's Samurai Red or whatever his name was. And they were yelling and they were so into it that it got me into it. I was like, yay. It reminds me of when I saw Avengers Endgame. And the hammer starts to rise off of the ground. And it flings backwards. And Captain America's got it. I freaked out. And of the audience, I don't know how many people were in the theater. 60 people, whatever, 70 people. Of the audience, maybe 15, 20 people were like, yeah! And they screamed. And that ignited the rest of the audience. Because you heard the true believers. You heard the people who actually read the comic books. You heard them first scream, and an instant later, the audience reacted. That's how this was. They were the audience that knew what was going on, reacted to stuff, and I was like, yeah. It was exciting. It was a good movie, and it was scary. Newman was in the movie. If you watch Seinfeld, Newman was in there. Or if you've seen the original Jurassic Park, the guy that was supposed to steal the biological matter from Jurassic Park to give it to the other core, and he gets stuck. His Jeep gets stuck, and the thing spits the goo in his face. That dude, Wayne Knight, he's in this movie. And it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. I didn't like Abby, the little girl, because she kept making really stupid decisions. She's like, oh, hey, this is a haunted item from the haunted house. Think I'll bring it to my house and put it in my bedroom. What? There's certain things that happen in the world, and certain people react to them certain ways, and other people react to them other ways. I am other ways, people. There's no way I would have done any of that. And there's no way that anybody living with me would have been able to bring any of that into my house. What's that you got in your hand? You better put that down. You can't bring that in here. If you are outside and you come in you come to my front door and I can see there's dirt on your shoes or leaves, I'm gonna tell you, use the mat and wipe your feet, bro. What's happening with your feet? Look at your shoes, man. I'm not gonna let you bring dirt into the house. You want to bring crazy, dead animatronic monsters, ghosts, things in the house? Nah, that's not gonna happen. You take that home, bring it to your house. I'll find out what happened on the news. I'm not coming over there. So they were letting these things happen. And there's new villains in this one. There are new villains and people that and again, not having a great deal of knowledge about the video game, people that I thought were the villains turn out to be, the good guys, and they knuckle up with the new villains who were fairly terrifying. They were scary villains. The new ones. Let me say this. Watch the movie. It's a good movie. Watch the movie. Stay to the end because there's Easter eggs. There's end credits. There's stuff coming up after the credits roll. You better stay there because you're going to miss something. Also, there's a song at the end, and the entire audience, it felt like, except for me, everybody was singing it. I didn't know the song, but they were like, sunny days. They were singing the song, and I think I need to learn more about that show because they hint very sternly that there will be another part. And if this movie travels across the state and the world and it hits as hard as it did in that theater tonight, there's definitely going to be another one. Because the movie was good enough. It's rare that I go see a movie twice because I just need to see the next movie. I got to do the next thing. I got to edit this stuff. It takes time, and I've got 3 channels, so it's not easy being cheesy. So it takes time. So I don't have a lot of time to see a movie twice. But this is one of the rare times that I might see that twice. This movie was good enough that I would see it a second time. A lot of jump scares, man. A lot of jump scares. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I thought for sure I was going to have to fight falling asleep, but it was good. It was good. The people on both sides of me, the one sitting over here and the one sitting over here, and it was dudes over here and over here, were freaking out when stuff happened. The one dude threw his drink in the air, and I'm just sitting there saying to myself, dog, you better not hit me with that drink. He threw his drink in the air, and it landed, because we were like in the front. It landed on the ground. The dude over here dropped his sandwich. I'm like, a hamburger, I think it had. I'm thinking to myself, wow, it is scary. I'm not throwing my food on the ground, but it is good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. Five Nights at Freddy's. Why would anybody go there, man? Don't go there. Five Nights at Freddy's. I enjoyed this movie so much that, you know what? Freddy, I just got to throw this out there real quick. This seems to be based on the way they present it, because the movie starts off with a flashback to when, Freddy Fazbear was a big thing and everybody was going there eating pizza and having fun. It reminds me of Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese. It's the animatronics are similar. They call them animatronics. They call it Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. Same thing, a bunch of dancing animals. It was a mouse instead of a bear. Dancing animals, and they had the guitar and all that kind of stuff. There was one before it. I can't remember what the one was before Chuck E. Cheese, but it reminded me of Chuck E. Cheese. But I would give this movie, Five Nights at Freddy's, 2 Nine bags of popcorn. Because that's what I think about that. More importantly, what do you think about that? Now that we had a chance to look at the video, let's talk about it some more in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.